Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rakdos Aggro, and this is a Dominaria United Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. What do we got in the build here? A Discord suggestion. You guys wanted to see me play with Lagomos, Hand of Hatred. Speaking of the Discord suggestions, guys, I kind of like get to all the suggestions in a random order, but don't worry, I'm doing my best to cover all of them. And speaking of that Discord, there is a link in the description if you guys want to join that up. So this card is a 3-mana 1/3 legendary creature human shaman with Rakdos colors up there. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Nice. It also has a bottom ability here that I don't know how often we'll actually get to use. Probably not very often at all. So you can tap it, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Activate only if 5 or more creatures died this turn. So I don't know exactly when we'll be able to use that ability, but I guess we'll see, and it's worth noting that it's on the card, right? So we got 4 Kumano faces Kakkazan and 4 Phoenix Chick, just amazing 1-drops. I am sure you don't blame me for having either of these in here, but what's really cool with Phoenix Chick here is the fact that when you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can pay double red. If you do, return Phoenix Chick from your grave to the battlefield tapped and attacking with +1/+1 counter on it. So that's not going to be hard to do in this deck at all. We are going to be able to go wide often, I would say. So keep your eye on the chick in the grave, okay? We got 3 Jadars, a Ghoulcaller of Nephalia. I don't think I've ever fully pronounced Jadar's name before. Anyways, 2-mana 1/1 at the beginning of your end step if you control no creatures with Decayed. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. So the main reason this is in here, because this isn't that aggressive of a card, honestly, but it does work with some cards that I'll show later on. But also, it's really good against the mono black builds because of Liliana in particular. So there's going to be times where mono black goes first. And so, you know, they play their second land, they pass it to you, maybe they drop a Tenacious Underdog, I don't know. On your turn 2, you're going to have the decision sometimes. Do you want to play Radha's Firebrand or do you want to play Jadar? And the answer there, if you're up against Mono Black and they went first, is in fact Jadar, because on their turn 3 they can drop Liliana and make you sacrifice the Firebrand. But now they have to completely reconsider, because if they drop Liliana, we're just going to sacrifice the zombie, or the decayed zombie, right? So I don't know. I think it's actually pretty good, and there's a couple other reasons to have it in here too. Got 3 Life of Toshiros. Now, I've been squeezing this into more and more aggro builds. Just ever since it came out, though, we've been trying to make this card pretty aggressive, and I think it's going to find a nice home in this deck in particular. So you get to choose one for the first 2 chapters here. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, or you can choose target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Maybe there's no creatures and you just want to gain life instead, so you can gain 2 life as well. It's just pretty good. Every time we play with it, we're just like pleasantly surprised at how much it actually does. And in here too, since we have Phoenix Chick, you can turn 1 Phoenix Chick, fly on in. Turn 2, Life of Toshiro, make the Phoenix Chick a 3/3, fly on in, which isn't that bad at all, is it? There's going to be times where you're up against mono red builds, and so they're rocking their own Phoenix Chick. It's a pretty good target to go -1/-1. But even better is when mono red plays the Radha's Firebrand. Now, that 3/1, -1/-1, guys. It's actually just pretty solid. Then it eventually flips into Memory of Toshiro, which does have an ability on here where you can tap it, pay a life, and add a black mana. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells, which there is one in here in particular that this could help us ramp into. Something else to note with the sagas, guys, hopefully I'm not taking too long to go over this simple concept here. The sagas are terrific because there's going to be moments where your opponent drops a meat hook and you still have a Kumano or a Life of Toshiro or like a couple Life of Toshiros just sitting on the side or something, and they're eventually going to flip and help you reestablish that board state right away, right? So we got four. Wait, did I go over Radha's? Yeah, I guess I kind of pointed at it, but yeah, four Radha's Firebrand, just an amazing 2-drop. You guys are seeing it everywhere right now. 4 Devilish Valets, 3 mana, 1/3 trample haste with Alliance, so whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Devilish Valet's power until end of turn. Just another card, so Life of Toshiro, give +2/+2 to your Valet, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on just how powerful the Valet can get really fast in this deck, because we got that Lagomos, you know, producing those elementals every turn, and we also got Squee, 3 of them in here as well. You don't want too many of these legendary creatures because there will be games if you're rocking 4 where you will only see that legendary creature, but yeah, 3 is completely fine, especially when you still want to see these cards. So 3 mana, 2/2 with haste, and when it attacks, you create a 1/1 goblin. This card's freaking sweet, guys. I can't tell you how many times I've won with Squee already, and so I keep making the joke that wherever I can, I try to squeeze Squee, and it works, man. It works. Even if you're just rocking a 1-of in some of your aggro builds, it's definitely worth squeezing them in. So it also has this bottom ability where you may cast Squee from your graveyard by paying 4 mana and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard, rather than paying its mana cost, which honestly, 4 other cards is not that bad. And this would be mid to late game at that point, and sometimes the opponent is just low enough where you can bring this back and just win right then and there. We got 2 Warhost's Frenzy, so 3 mana instant with a kicker cost of a black mana. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, whenever a creature you control dies this turn, draw a card. This card's actually freaking sweet, guys. I forget if I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. Dang, that was like 7 minutes ago by now. Either way, I played a couple test matches, won both of them with Warhost's Frenzy. This card's insane, guys. It's the same concept as what was that card from before rotation? You see a pair of goblins. That was terrific with Valet because you could also just drop a couple goblins too, which helps you go wide, and if you saw another one, then you could eventually buff the entire board state. And that card won us so many games too. Warhost Frenzy is in the same boat here, but it just so happens that Squee and Lagomos make these effects way better. And then if you don't end up winning and your opponent is forced to block some, whenever that creature dies, you draw a card. That's kind of insane. Now that's if you kick it, of course. That would be 4 mana, which is definitely easier than you would expect. So something you could try instead of Warhost Frenzy is actually Ambitious Assault. So for 3 mana, it does the same thing. It buffs +2/+0 until end of turn. But if you control a modified creature, draw a card, which there's ways to get modified creatures in here, I'd say. I just think Warhost Frenzy is going to be much better here. What else do we got, guys? Going to the top end of the build, we got a couple Garnas. So this is a 4 mana with Rakdos colors, legendary creature, 4/3. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. Okay, kind of like the Warhost's Frenzy, very cool. Otherwise, Garna Bloodfist deals 1 damage to each opponent. Oh, dang, dude, that is sick. Now, only a couple of them. I don't think you want more than a couple because it's a little bit slow. Like, it doesn't have haste or anything like that, so you are spending like an entire turn to get this down. Hopefully you have a board state by then, right? Hopefully you have other creatures and whatnot. So Jadar works beautifully with Garna because those decayed zombies are going to die anyways, so you're actually doing that extra damage off that bottom ability there. So yeah, pretty cool. I like it. We got 2 Twinshot Snipers. So the channel ability on here, as far as I can tell, at least I think, there's no way for the mono blue decks to counter this channel ability, right? Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. So discard Twinshot Sniper, it deals 2 damage to any target. I really hope we get to take care of some of those blue creatures. Delver, I'm looking at you, Delver. I hope we get to take Delver of Secrets out with this channel ability, because yeah, I don't think there's a way for blue, mono blue, to counter this, as far as I can tell. Either way, this card is more than its channel ability. It's also a 4-drop 2/3 with reach, so the reach is pretty cool, I guess. And when it enters the battlefield, you also get to do 2 damage to any target. So this could just be pretty good. It's just another creature that you could drop down after Valet, for example. So yeah, I like it. We got one Jaxis in here as well. The blitz on here is insane. There's plenty of cool creatures that we can copy with it, even if it's as simple as just copying a Phoenix Chick. That way we can fly in the air. Copying a Valet would be pretty cool, and then swinging in, maybe your Lagomos and your Squee is popping off, so both of your Valets will get buffed. Only one Jaxis. We do have a lot of legendaries in here already. Speaking of the legendaries, guys, we have a couple Crucible of Defiance, which you're gonna want to actually use this channel ability in a deck like this often. Since you get those 2/1/1 colorless spirits, it works very, very well with Valet. Helps you go wide for cards like Warhost's Frenzy. But with all the other legendaries, this ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. We got Lagomos, Garna, Jaxis, Squee, lots of legendaries, so this could easily cost like 2 mana or something ridiculous. So you could get these hasty creatures down. Maybe it's turn 5 and you have 5 mana on the board. Then you could like Warhost Frenzy to buff those creatures too. Yeah, we're going wide, guys, and it totally works. I'm sorry, a little speechless after the test matches. Anyways, we have on the very, very top end a single burn down the house, because the 3 devils are sick, and then there are going to be games where your opponents run away with it and you're going to want to wipe the board. I'm looking at mono white here because Brutal Cathar kind of gobbles everything up, and there's going to be games where your opponent drops 2 to 3 Brutal Cathars and not a lot of great ways to remove it in the deck. So maybe you just burn down the house and get all those Brutal Cathars off of the board, huh? Either way, guys, that's the deck. We're also rocking an Abandoned Mire. We got the new Pain Lands in here too, as well as the Haunted Ridge. A couple more honorable mentions. Cult Conscript. I originally had this in the deck. I decided not to have it. No real good reason other than I can't really fit it. Not a lot of room in here. Hostile. This could be pretty cool in here. It's something to think about. I just think it might belong in more of a mid-range to control style. I do think this will slow you down in some games at the beginning of the game, especially. But there's a lot of sick cards that you can actually sacrifice to this, from like the Elemental on Lagomos, or just like the extra goblins from the Squee. Of course, the devils from Burn Down the House, the zombies from Jadar as well, or even just Phoenix Chick, which can eventually come back. It's just something to think about, just in case. Okay, guys, that was the longest I've ever taken to go over a deck. Let's go ahead, hop into some Ranked and see how we do. We'll see if we can get... Oh, yes, we can. Nice. Right into the first match. What are you bringing to the table, opponent? Yeah, that was the longest I've ever taken to go over a deck. I apologize, guys. I guess there's a lot packed in here, huh? Although some of you have said that you enjoy the more in-depth intros. So I think it's safe to run down the Firebrand here over the Jadar. It's extra damage, I would say. Oh, I guess it's... Oh, dropping a Denic right away. Okay. I accept that trade. Oh, well, I mean, it's not going to be able to block, but yeah. The Lagomos card won't be able to hit it. Let's go ahead. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get Phoenix Chick down. We're going to get Life of Toshiro, which is extra damage. +2/+2. The Firebrand. Pretty good, and I think they end up swinging with Denic next turn. It's pretty decent. Yeah, the Lagomos, the 2-1 was going to get gobbled up by Denick. It would have been much worse to do that, I would say. Wedding announcement. Okay. Get a chump blocker that's not going to work, but we could also -1 here. I don't think we do. Extra damage, huh? Get some extra damage down. Twinshot Sniper is pretty cool. But I think we hold off for now. I think Lagomos is going to be better here. How do you guys feel about that? That can no longer block. Opponent's down to 7, about to go up to 9, and probably keep the 4 mana open for something like a Wandering Emperor. So I wonder if... So we want to consider Twinshot Sniper's channel ability here for sure. They're just going to flash these down, man. Whoa, and a swing too. Okay, so they draw a card here. Instead of getting a 1/1 down, we get to... Okay, we get to make one of these unblockable. Since they're both 2/3, that's actually a really cool play, opponent. Drawing off the announcement, buffing those up. Blocks the Phoenix Chick well, but then we have the Twinshot Sniper here. We also have the Domain ability as well. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to full swing. One of them can't block. We have the Sniper's channel. Like, we're so wide that they probably don't even want to block the Phoenix Chick. Right. So this is 4 damage going to face. Twinshot Sniper's in a weird position here. I feel like it's in a weird position. I think we just hit face. I wish we could get rid of that Denick's life. The lifelink's a problem for sure. The extra Jadar token could be okay, but I think it's just Twinshot Sniper. Like, more damage to the opponent's face. Yeah, the lifelink is a bit of a problem. So cards in graveyards can't be targets of spells or abilities. Oh yeah, don't forget that ability for sure. Okay, a second wedding announcement, and one of them flip. So, Valet's pretty good. Valet's not bad. I think we just have to keep full swinging, guys. The lifelink on this sucks, but what are we going to do? The longer we hold back, the more the opponent gets to just continue. They're going to go up to 6. They have enough blockers here for sure. But I don't think we have much of a choice. The longer the game goes on, the more the opponent is going to... the more it's going to lean towards the opponent, right? The more likely they're going to win. And so if we don't get as much damage through as possible every single turn, they're going to trade. No. Valet's going to get through. Chick's going to get through. They're going to double block Memory of Toshiro. I think that's pretty solid blocks. I think the opponent did the best line of blocks here, I would say. Oh, Fateful Absence. Yeah. Yeah, they gained 3 here. Even the lifelink, guys, the lifelink. So overall, we would have that would have been a pretty solid swing if the Fateful Absence didn't take out the Valet. At this point, it's going to be over. Unfortunately, yeah, the Denick's going to be able to pull this game back for the opponent. I'm trying to think if there's going to be a way through. They're even holding back the Vandal to block Phoenix Chick in case there's some kind of shenanigans. Burn down the house. Also, the third wedding announcement, that's pretty rough, man. We're going to start with the draw. We're looking for that land because now burn down the house could potentially help us out here. We got the 5th. It wouldn't be bad to keep the Abandoned Mire too, but They have 2 open. We might as well play it out. We might as well, because they're about to gain another 3 from the Denic next turn, too. A cut down for Jadar. Nice. We're at 11, so what do they got here? They got 9 damage on the board. Even though Phoenix Chick can't block, we're not going to run it right into the Vandal. Just in case, I suppose. So... oh my goodness, dude, this burned down the house. Bro, this burned down the house is going to... Oh, they get to buff the Denic, though. Oh, what if they... Maybe they just get rid of some lands. No, they win here. Oh, the Rafine. No. Very tough battle there, guys. There was a moment of no return once they got the Fairy Vandals down, where I think you guys would agree with me. If I would have just held back, what would I be holding back for? Maybe like the Frenzy? But it doesn't matter, because at that point, whatever the opponent is getting is going to be better than what we're getting, right? So there's the total deck win rate up there, 66 total percentage. There's the 2 test matches. They were glorious test matches. So I have a lot of confidence in the deck, and honestly, I can't believe Denic can really run away with games, huh? Just a little bit of lifelink. I lose to that card often. I might have like 100% loss rate against Denic in particular, especially when a couple times on video I've misplayed against Denic too. Okay, it's fine. No 2-drop to run off of the Kumano, but like, it's fine. Yeah, we still get it down regardless. We might draw 2-drop too. Doesn't matter. Don't look at the second chapter on Kumano as like the be-all end-all, right? Like you still want a creature as soon as possible. I'm just gonna get down Haunted Ridge over the mountain for now. Reckoner, Bankbuster. So this is gonna flip. Lagomos is pretty cool. A Valet probably dies right away, or which one would we prefer gets countered? I guess honestly the Valet. Yeah, so I want the Lagomos on the board, I think. I think, I don't know, we had a pretty slow start. If this is blue-white control, I think we're technically favored, but it's gonna depend on what style they're rocking over there. Crucible, sweet. Keep the Crucible. Attempt the Valet. We can do Kumano after combat too, but it depends what they end up doing here. Rona's Vortex, okay. So we might as well do this since they're tapped out. Okay, opponent's at 11, and now is the time for them to just go ahead and wipe the board, I'd say. That works too. Gaining 4 life is pretty miserable, but they're tapped out here. That's good news. Oh, now they're not. So we gotta be prepared for another Rona's Vortex here. Warhost Frenzy is not open. This costs 4 mana right now. So I guess it's just gonna be Lagomos. Probably it's not sticking. See what they do with these 1/1s, guys. Because we're about to get Kumano. They just end up chumping 1 and keeping 1 back, which tells us it's probably not a board wipe, because if it was, they would have chumped another thing too. Even though they had trample, like they still would have put the human to use, so it's probably not a depopulate. Reckoner, Bankbuster, draw. Yeah, I don't know. The opponent, it looks like they're not getting a land here, maybe. It looks, they have 3 mana. It looks too slow to me to be able to keep up with what we're about to do, but all they need is removal for Valet. Okay, I think they missed their 5th land drop there. That kind of sucks. Yeah, removal for Valet would be the best thing. This is 3 here for Crucible, and then 3 for the Frenzy. So drawing that mountain worked out nicely, huh? So Valet, yes, that's the first step. They need removal for Valet, but now they're tapped out. So Warhost Frenzy, guys. Warhost. All my victories with this deck has been with Frenzy. Oh my goodness. Maybe we want 3 of them, but I don't think so. 75% total win rate. Let's go into the next game right away. Try to fit as many matches here as possible. So, yeah, the three wins up there. Warhost Frenzy, huh? It's one of those things where if you see a pair of goblins was still in standard, then it would be the go-to card. I would actually run 4 of them in here. The you see a pair of goblins, like, because, like, we got Squee, we got Lagomos, and both of those are just so good at getting a nice wide board state that, like, I mean, at that point, dude, like, if you had the 4 you see a pair of goblins, it honestly, it sounds a little broken, right? Because those also help you go wide, and then you can use the multiple. Yeah, dude, I don't know. But we use what we got, so the Warhost Frenzy. Get the Phoenix Chick down, start swinging. Like we're gonna be up against some aggro over there, but we got a pretty solid hand. Ooh, Flame Breather, okay. Little bit scary. Might as well run this down before combat. Okay, Kumano. We're gonna let the swings go through. If they let us keep Firebrand, or even if they just end up burning Firebrand instead, that's like burn that's not hitting our face, you know? No blocks. Squee's good, Lagomos is good, getting some valets down is good. Are we just gonna die though? So we went second here. So like we really need to think about keeping something back. So this looks like a lightning strike. So that's a shame. If it's like a Kami's Flare, dude, we're in trouble. If it's a Kami's Flare. So they're gonna get rid of the Firebrand. So we might want to keep the Valet back as a blocker. See, this is a lightning strike that's not hitting our face. So that's good news, right? Phoenix Chick can't block, and the least we can do is block somewhere on the ground here. So like, we're in trouble. We're in danger. I love the Flame Breather addition to Mono Red here. Whoa! Jaya on the top end. Let's go, opponent. Holy cow. I would go creature, right? No, they're gonna get rid of Valet. Oh no, guys. Oh, that looks so cool. Hey, Jaya might be good in a deck like this too. But there's this deck is packed full of cards though, so it's tough. It's tough to say. Lagomos is good. It does get a blocker down. We do get to take care of Jaya then if we do that. We are in danger, guys. Squeeze okay, but we'd have to attack. We'd have to attack here. This gives us a blocker and takes out Jaya. So I think it's the Lagomos, and I think we keep Crucible back still. Gets a couple chump blockers on ground. I think over a 4th is fine. So we swing at Jaya. Phoenix Chick cannot block, so we'll swing at face. Yeah, this is good, I think. We're still very much in danger here, though. It could be like play with fire to face, and then like that's just it, you know? Rending Flame. Oh no. What's the last card? Oh, they played a land. We're at 1. Is there a way around this? We can't block the Phoenix Chick. We can't block the Phoenix Chick, guys. Yeah, I think they got us, guys. Because it could have been Crucible, but it doesn't matter. Phoenix Chick cannot block Phoenix Chick. So, hey, good game, opponent. Very good game. Wait. Favorite emote. No! Too late. 60% total win rate so far with the deck. Fast games. Let's hop right into the next one. I'm ready to get as many matches in as possible, especially when I took so long to go over the deck. And I'm pretty confident with this build too. I guess one thing to consider would be more removal. It depends what you're going up against, guys. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the meta. No black source, but it's unnecessary for this particular hand. There we go. We got a swamp. We're going to go Kumano into the Firebrand. And if this is... Is it, huh? Okay. Maybe it's just the Phoenix Chick instead. That way we don't run right into a Make Disappear with the Firebrand. Should probably get a mana down first. Just in case there's some kind of, oh, okay. Nothing stuck there, so that kind of sucks. We could have attempted Firebrand, but 2 mana open, one of them being an island. We wanted to, like Phoenix Chick was definitely the card to let the counterspell happen to, you know? Maybe it was just like a negate kept open or something. At this point, we're going to try, well, let's try Valet. Again? Oh, okay. Okay, well, they have 3 now, so. Oh, Thirst for Discovery. We're safe, guys. We're totally safe. Valet's hitting the board. So Thirst for Discovery, that probably means this is the type of deck that once it gets to 5 mana, the burn down the house starts to happen. So hopefully we can just like win next turn. You monster. Oh, Valet's safe though. Oh, that's good. That's really good news. Garnet's pretty cool. Garna's pretty cool because the burn down the house would do a lot less. But this is 6 damage to the opponent's face, and now it's getting to the point where if we draw a land, we can drop our burn down the house for devils, and the opponent's just like in danger, guys. So we'll see what ends up happening. Elder Dragon War is a sick card because you get to search for, like, they could have just discarded their whole hand to find the burn down the house, you know what I mean? Which is really cool. There's the burn down the house, yeah. Land? Nice, let's go. Very good. I'll tell you what too, yeah, bringing back the Phoenix Chick if these don't die. But now if they do die, we just target their face, so they need a little bit of life gain here. Which I suppose like Celestis could do, right? I think so. How much is it to activate the Celestis ability? I forget right now. Yeah, GG opponent. Well, 66% win rate so far. On video, we lost one, won one, lost one, won one. That seems about right. That's pretty much how my how my ranked has been going so far. Just up and down and up and down. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I don't know, man. Ranked is like, I'm trying my best to kind of just treat it like normal play mode, you know what I mean? It depends though. It depends what you're seeing too. Like if you're getting annoyed and you're like seeing the same deck over and over and over again, then normal play mode would be a good thing to consider. They got the Rafine's Tower going over there. I think we're safe to do the Firebrand here. I think more damage with Firebrand would be better. Let's go Valet. So Rona's Vortex is a thing we're seeing a lot of. Leyline Binding already for 1 mana. Holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness. You gotta watch out for binding, guys. Get a land here. Okay, Weatherseed Treaty too. That's really good. We just got done playing a Weatherseed Treaty deck, and it wasn't completely based around Treaty. It was the Golgari, a deck that I put together. It's a really cool card. Can always just buff the Firebrand, but at this point, guys, they ramped. They got rid of our big bad threat for 1 mana. How do we want to do this? I guess we run everything out and hope, right? What kind of board wipes does the domain builds run? Maybe we keep a Jadar back. No, let's get it all down. The opponent's at 12. Let's just hope, man. Let's hope. I doubt it's going to be a meat hook. I doubt it's meat hook. It could be that other domain card, the one that does... At this point, it would do what? -5/-5 to everything? I forget what that one's called, though. I've never seen that card being played, though. I've yet to see it a single time on Arena. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. See, this nice wide board state? So what would be really cool here... What would be really cool is seeing our Frenzy. So we can buff the Firebrand. Goblin can't block. Full Swing. If they block Jadar, we have another one. But that's kind of a little bit janky, I'd say. I don't know. Let's activate this. Let's keep the Jadar back. We could just let them block with the Goblin too. That way they can't chump. Because I doubt they block with it, you know? If they do block with it, it's good because then they're not ramping. Yeah, I think that's how we do it. If they end up blocking with the 2/2, yeah. Like, that's much better for us. So this might be... They don't have a white source open for a binding, so... Oh, they're thinking. Okay, they end up jumping there. Yeah, that's a better block because the Decayed Zombie was going to die regardless. So... Opponent's down to 9. There's a lot we could see to end this, but there's a lot the opponent can see that will just, like, take the game back. And so, like, they could... Yeah. It might be a Zur deck. 5-color Zur is possible, I suppose. The first card they played was a Rafine's Tower, but they got, like, the Mountain, which tells me it's probably... What on earth? Spirit Sister's Call. At the beginning of your end step, choose target permanent card in your graveyard. Okay. Kami War. May sacrifice a permanent. Shares. Okay. Okay, they have a Kami War on the board, which is terrifying, guys. Hey. Devilish Valet is a terrific draw. The question is, do we buff it with the second Jadar or just full swing? I guess we just full swing here. I guess we just full swing. It would be a 2/3 with trample, and the second Jadar can't attack. So this is 6 damage going through. Now, do we fear board wipes enough to not play the second Jadar this turn? Yes, I think we do. Also, the second Jadar can buff the Valet when it drops, so that is a problem though. If we do draw the Frenzy, we have less creatures to buff with the Frenzy then. Let's keep Jadar back. I don't know if that's the best bet. This is a very scary deck we're up against. Like, this whole mid-range style, technically mid-range should be able to get there. Oh, they bounce Kumano. That's a free damage to the face if we wanted to. But Jadar? buffs Valet once. I think we discard the Jadar, though. I think keeping Kumano's guaranteed damage is better than buffing Valet, especially when there's a ton of stuff we can draw. No, no, they're going to gain so much life from this. It's just 1 green to discard a land and gain life. Oh, they only have 1 green open at least. The question is, can we do 6 damage? Okay, Phoenix Chick. Just swing in the air. Phoenix Chick's a good draw, but all they need is 1 land in hand to completely make it so that way this doesn't happen. We can't swing with Valet. The Soul of Windgrace gobbles that up easily. Yeah, they just need 1 land in hand, so let's see it. This is anyone's game, guys. Oh, Leyline Binding. Oh, they tap down their green source. This still saves them, though. We're gonna do this. The opponent's still in danger, guys. There's just, like, so many ways that they can run away with this game, though. Oh, man. Uphill battle. Titan of Industry! Get out of here, Titan. What are you doing? No! I'd kill Kumano and gain 5 life. That's what I would do. That's what they do. Yep, yeah, that's... Yeah. It's the opponents, guys. Darn it. Aw, man. You know, there's going to be a lot of matches where you get the opponent down. And we're going to let them play this out. Because that is a sick board state, and they can easily do damage. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of matches throughout your entire Magic career where you get the opponent down to 1, and you just can't find it, you know? I wonder if there was a play where I could have just done better. Now, there were definitely some moments where I played around stuff that we just didn't know. They're keeping blockers back and everything. Maybe I should concede just to get more matches in. I think that was a pretty safe full swing, but they get the 1/1 now. Yeah, next turn they can give something trample and then win next turn. So we'll still let them play this out. Oh, they get to bring a Titan of Industry. Oh my goodness, watch out for Spirit Sister's Call, guys. That is sick. Oh my goodness, that's a good draw. So that's a pretty solid draw. We could have gained life, but again, we're trying to give it to the opponent by letting them swing in, get some quests done, play out a very fun board state. There we go, there we go. Okay. Here you go, have a Leyline Binding. There you go, buddy. Good game, though. Very good game. We'll block this and drop our favorite emote. 57% total win rate for the deck, and guys, we're 43 minutes in. Can we do it? Let's try one more game. Let's try it. If it starts leading towards the opponent, we'll just give it to them. Why not? It doesn't matter. If the game goes on for too long, of course. You guys know I would never concede if it's only been like 5 minutes or something. Yeah, if we can squeeze one more, I really want to show off the speed of the deck one more time. I want to actually get another victory in. That would be nice too. But either way, I'm still pretty satisfied overall with how the deck runs. The meta's weird, man. I have no idea what the meta is. Uh-oh, our first mulligan. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad hand. Might as well try it, guys. Oh no. Oh no. It's a good hand though if we were mono red. There we go. Yeah, dropping to 6 definitely sucks. The opponent went first here too, which is also pretty bad. We're seeing a lot of this, man. We're seeing a lot of this. Tenacious Underdog. Okay. Hopefully this just isn't a turn 3 Liliana. We're going to attempt the Radha's Firebrand. They're looking to remove it right away. I'm pretty sure they just want this dead. See if we trade. That is a no-go from me. Can run out the rest of our hand next turn. They're gonna gain some life here. Another land. We don't mind seeing land in this deck as long as we actually start seeing other stuff too. We'll keep the Sulfurous Springs back for now. It's a great hit for us. So no instant speed removal here. We run down the Firebrand, and if they have Meat Hook for 2, then we cry ourselves to sleep. We could have played around Meat Hook, but... Oh, okay, it's a tapped land. Whew. Oh, my stomach, it sank when the land was dropping. I don't know, man. Like, I said it, I said land, Meat Hook, and so I immediately thought, oh no, it's gonna be the Meat Hook after I said that. So any creature would be terrific here for us, guys. Lagomos would be insane. Devilish Valet has haste too. Squee would be amazing. That's why we're not winning as much as I'd like. We're not seeing as many Squees. Lagomos! Off the top, dude. Holy cow. Could also buff, but do we still play around Meat Hook? They have the 5th land. Let's see. We have 7, 8, 9 on the board. 10, 11 if we buff a Radha. I think we just go Lagomos because they can't Meat Hook for 4. So Lagomos will stick around. This is a big old chunky swing down to 3. That doesn't mean anything right now with the current standard, guys. It just like it just doesn't matter. Like, the opponents can bring it back so easily. There's lots of mid-range floating about, and mid-range is very scary. I'm trying to think, like, they're so low that the only thing I can think of is a Meat Hook for 2. I think that's, like, the only thing that could really pull this back for them. Like, Meat Hook for 2 doesn't kill Lagomos, we flip the Kumano, and we still could get a really good draw. Might just be some basic removal. Something simple to gain some life here too would be really good for the opponent. Infernal Grasp would be terrible. They don't want that. So it's looking great for us, guys. I wonder what they could drop here to gain some extra life. I guess a Wandering Emperor, but we're so wide on the board that the Wandering Emperor isn't going to do much. Another Firebrand off the top. We are going to... Dude, they're not conceding. We're going to swing before we buff. We get to make the Tenacious Underdog. It can't block, so... Let's do this. I'm trying to think what they could have. Wandering Emperor. Yeah, I don't think that's enough unless the Rafine's Tower also removes something and gains them life too. Like, they're so low, guys, and the underdog can't block. I think we're safe here. We got a fast victory, but I don't know. I might not be thinking of something. Like, I guess a cut down could remove something else, but they're going back up to 5. I think the opponent is running the same. Oh, they're gonna go for the +1 here. So we could buff this, right? There we go. There we go. Not bad, not bad. 62% total win rate. All of those matches were, in fact, in ranked, and we had the classic lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, and that is just how my entire ranked career has been so far. So, at least with the new meta, which is just so bizarre, man. I have no idea where it's going to land. The other day when I was doing some test matches with some other stuff, it was just like a bunch of mono black, like 4 games in a row one time. That was horrible, by the way. But yeah, 62% win rate is pretty solid overall. It's going to be one of those things where more testing is required. We got to figure out where the heck is this meta going, guys? Like, what on earth? let's go ahead and go over the deck one more time. I'm satisfied. I wouldn't change anything. What would you guys change? Let me know in the comments down below. And Warhost Frenzy is kind of still, in my eyes, an MVP. There were moments where we were like, oh yeah, Frenzy off the top, that would do it, right? And so it's like I said, if it was like you see a pair of goblins, then this deck would be broken. Like we'd run 4 you see a pair of goblins and be very happy about it, but it's not you see a pair of goblins. It is Warhost Frenzy instead, and I'm pretty satisfied with how it is. If you're not winning with it, then using the kicker cost to draw extra is pretty cool. We did get to see Garna today. We did get to see Twinshot. I think Twinshot's underplayed. Really consider that channel ability if you're going up against a lot of mono blue builds, so something to think about. Jadar was awesome. Radha's Firebrand, Phoenix Chick, Kumano, obviously really powerful. Life of Toshiro was okay. Devilish Valet was awesome, but it has a huge target on its back. Did we see Squee today? Did we see Squee? Maybe. We played a lot of matches, huh? I kind of forget right now. It doesn't matter if we saw Squee or not. Squee is very cool, very powerful, wins a ton of games. Lagomos was actually really good. That elemental goes a long way. The fact that this can go wide, we didn't get to see that bottom ability, but no surprise there. Didn't get to see Jaxis today. We did get to see Burn Down the House win us a match, which was awesome. The one of Burn Down the House is definitely worth it, and I don't think you want to go up to 2 because it's just like the deck doesn't want to rely on having to hit that 5th mana, and we do have 24 mana, so it's not impossible. And so if you're sitting there like, huh, I need to wipe the board more often, then go up to 2 Burn Down the House, or yeah, whatever your meta looks like, right? Or maybe you're like, huh, you know what? If I would have top decked a Burn Down the House, dropped some Devils, I would have won there. Then maybe go up to 2 Burn Down the House, you know? What would you drop for that? Probably a Life of Toshiro. I wouldn't cut it completely. I think maybe 2 of them is 100% okay. So drop a Life of Toshiro, go up a burn, maybe, if that's what you want. Maybe you're seeing a lot more mono blue, go up to 3 Twinshot Snipers instead. Maybe Warhost's Frenzy wins you as many games as it won me. So maybe you want to go up to 3 of those instead. I think it is safe to drop a Life of Toshiro though. Other than that, me personally, I wouldn't change a thing. I would just keep playing with this as is. It's a very fun deck too. And I think just, yeah, more testing's required. Like if I could get like 20 to 30 games in, then I would get back to you and say, okay, yeah, we need to cut this and add these, right? But yeah, other than that, oh, double Crucible. These were worth it too. I don't think I would drop down to 1 Crucible, but if you are getting stuck on the Crucibles every other game, then maybe drop down to 1. But I wouldn't. I think the double Crucible is really powerful. There were moments like we had to mulligan the double black sources in our opening that one time. I don't think that's going to happen very often, but you could probably safely go drop a swamp and go up another mountain. At that point, hopefully you see your black sources for your Jadar, Life of Toshiro, Lagomos, and Garna. So yeah, guys, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.